Yeah, I'm Adam Stark. I've been coming to Excel now for, it must be nearly 5 years. So yeah, it was not long after we moved back up from the south that I started coming, so yeah. I originally started martial arts when I was 6, so doing traditional Okinawan karate, so Shotokan. And I got to brown belt level doing that, and then due to family circumstances I stopped. And then after university I moved down south and I started training with a club there and got to brown belt level, and then I ended up moving back up to Sheffield, which was always the plan. And I was looking around for a club and I tried a few actually, and Excel was where I felt most comfortable, so yeah. So I'm an IT benchmarking consultant, so that means quite a lot of travelling around. It's a very sedentary job. I'm one of those people who spends 7 or 8 hours a day, when I'm lucky, in front of my computer, sometimes more, and it's, see me jiffling, but it does, you know, it's a sedentary job, and it can be quite pressurised. It's project work, so there tends to be a lot of wait and hurry up with it. So, you know, a client turns around and says they need something tomorrow, and the answer is always yes. The key thing for me has always been around stress. So I think they call it the disease of the strong. So it builds up over time, and ultimately I had a few experiences, my own mental health, my wife's mental health, some health issues within the family, and that all bubbled up to a point where I felt overwhelmed. And it led to me having some time off, and ended up having counselling as well. So I think I tend to internalise pressure, so I'm not very good, and I think it's kind of a male stereotype almost. I'm not very good at reaching out when I need help, or wasn't historically. And so I was busy at work, I was travelling all the time, there was issues going on at home, and I felt like I had to kind of bear that. And at a point it just became where I couldn't alone anymore, and at that point I had to reach out. So it's a pressure valve, yeah. There's nothing that quite relieves stress like coming and hitting the bags and having a chat with everyone here. So the other aspect of my job is, because I work at home, it's quite solitary, so I'm working in front of my computer for hours on end and I don't interact with people very much. So I get to come and see my friends when I come to Excel, but it is that pressure release of coming, hitting the bags. One of the lessons that Liam always talks about, it's in regular rotation in the team talks, is shoe rack theory. And I love that, because when I walk through the door and put my stuff in the lockers, what I'm concentrating on is being here, and kind of whatever's going on at home or at work, it kind of melts away for the hour that I'm here. I suspect I would be putting more of a burden on health services, honestly. I'd need more counselling and things like that, whereas because I've got the outlet, I have the chance to de-stress and unwind. It means I don't retain it for as long. I don't hold on to things for quite as long. So yeah, it's black belt prep class, so I am trying desperately to bring up my fitness levels. So I'm in a kind of cohort of 5 or 6 of us at the minute, and there's a few people going for pre-testing. My thing is, I will do it when I'm ready. So I've got a lot to work on, but it's a great goal to work towards, and again, that gives me something to focus on that's all about me. So it's well, it would be a culmination of, when did I say I started? I was what, 6, so 32 years worth of waiting, really. So I mean, it's a cliche, it's not the end of the journey. I think when I look at people like Liam and Martin and Jack and the coaches, there's so much more for me to learn, but I think that's when it gets really interesting. So I'll not be a beginner anymore, but I'll still have plenty to learn. So, but pride, I think, will be the overwhelming thing. So I've already had, my son is just coming up to being 4, and he's desperate to join me on the mats already. But my wife says, you know, the look on his face when I graduate will be something to treasure, and I think I agree. Find your outlet, whether it is Excel or something similar. Find that way that you can kind of just release the pressure, and don't be afraid to talk to people about it. I think one of the things that we've spoken about in the group here around mental health is just bottling things up and destigmatizing speaking about things there's no need to deal with these kind of things on your own. So.